When we speak generally about open-mindedness, most of us would like to think that we're pretty open-minded. This is usually the reply you get from people when we speak about open-mindedness. And to be fair, it's okay. But of course, there are degrees of open-mindedness, because open-mindedness in its truth means no-mindedness. No-mindedness means the absence of me. So let's say we speak about listening, which is something I learned about many, many years ago, and found myself putting it into practice in the most practical of ways when I went back many times to visit people in the psychiatric unit where I once myself was a patient. And so I had a very practical grounding in the art of listening. And it's not at all like we may feel it is. Let's say I pull up a chair and I sit by someone's bedside. And let's say this person is depressed and almost wiped out by whatever it is that ails them. In a pretty black place, and there is no easy conversation available to them about the frivolous topics we often speak about, weather or whatever, things like that. These people and this type of person finds themselves in a pretty dark place, and not really having very much energy to compete with the other person in conversation. They don't have that much to give. So when I sit down beside this person's bedside or at the coffee table, the most important thing I can do is to get rid of myself. That is to say, that the way that perfect person is at that particular moment is perfect for right now. Absolutely perfect for right now. Because if I feel that that person should not be depressed, or if I haven't dealt with the darknesses and the sadnesses and the depressions of my own nature within myself, pat the person, then very often I want to cheer that person up and tell them everything will be okay and they'll be better soon and you're not so depressed at all. Now, what is really happening here? What's happening here is that I am running away from my own feelings about and anxieties about depression. I am whistling past the graveyard myself. I'm not listening to this person at all because it's all about me. And in that kind of listening, there's a competition. There's a competition between me and the other speaker. And there's no healing in that kind of listening that I'm engaged in that way. Absolutely none whatsoever. Actually, it even frustrates more the person who's in that dark isolation. Now, however, if I empty myself, of pat the person with my opinions and my ideas and whatever, and don't want to change the situation in any way whatsoever, have no agenda at all sitting by that bedside, absolutely none. Not an easy thing to do. This is a huge challenge to me, to sit in this way. Then the person laying in the bed or sitting in the other chair feels no competition. There's no energy against them. They don't have to prove the way they feel. And there is a peace and a quietness comes about. And this is the space that's very important. In this space that's created by the lack of my ego, into it can enter the feelings, the hidden feelings and the hidden voice of the other person, because there's nothing against which it must push. And the person will find themselves speaking in a way and about things they never intended to speak. And they may find themselves sharing from their heart and not from their head, where all the words and philosophies and ideas and thoughts and structures have walked out on them. You know, this is the desert of the psyche. And there's great healing in this. There's great healing in this listening. Wonderful healing. And not alone does it benefit the person who needs it most, but it also benefits the listener, because what is happening is a spiritual experience between both parties. A lack of ego. When the ego is in abeyance to any reasonable degree, then the space it formerly occupies is filled with that which we are not always obvious, our true nature, the background of all things.